Rachel Leischman. Hello everyone, I am Mecha Random 42. We're in the middle of a live stream. You guys informed me that the Ms. Monopoly game is a thing and people are upset and it's insulting to men, but yeah, I did a quick little search and found, of course, the little people over at the Mary Sue. And when I say little people, I don't mean that they're short, I mean that they're little-minded, that they're tiny brains. Right? That they have the intellect and maturity of children. Ms. Monopoly game shows the problem with the pay gap, and men are predictably mad. What problem with the pay gap? Because if you look over here at like Fox, it says it celebrates women with the Monopoly game. Shut up. And it pays them more than men. This is how I've seen things happen in my own employment history. I have been paid more than my male counterparts doing the exact same job. So I don't believe you when you've got Brie Larson making $5 million for her first Marvel movie and Robert Downey Jr. making not $5 million. I believe he made, what, $700,000? He didn't even make $1 million. Might have been $500,000 for Iron Man 1. And he was coming off of pretty much similar acclaim. Look at films like Chaplin, for example, as Brie Larson with her little Oscar. But no, we have to still emasculate and talk down to men because people like Rachel Leischman at the Mary Sue wouldn't be able to have anything else to say if they didn't do that, if they weren't male bashing, if they weren't hetero bashing. You're making me ruin my writing crop too. But no, let's see what she has to say. A board game that shows the inequality and the gender pay gap. Turning the Tables is going to have angry people flipping their own tables. Actually, no, we're probably just going to laugh about it and not buy this one. Because guess what? Unlike the Monopoly for millennials and the Monopoly for socialists or whatever, we can take a joke. Unlike a lot of the people who get offended, it looks like Monopoly is doing a Dave Chappelle and kind of going after everybody now. And I know that not all men make more than women. I know that a lot of women actually make more than men. But what is insulting to me is that as a woman, I'm supposed to have special treatment because what? I'm not good enough? Because I need to just have that little, oh no, you need a little handout because you're just a woman. You need to make more than a man because you can't earn it on your own. And that's what it's perpetuating, is this culture that women need a little special treatment. Like they're special little snowflakes and they can't earn their way up a corporate ladder like we've been doing for the past 40 years. Or longer, in my lifetime. Look at movies like Working Girl. Look at any movie situation like that. We have strong females out there in the workplace. We've had them for a very long time. Stop with this outdated crap. This is 2019, for crying out loud. This is not 1986. Okay? We don't need to wear shoulder pads to show that we're as important as men and how, we don't need to wear bright red suits with shoulder pads to look masculine and striking, right? As I say this with bright red hair. The point is, this is outdated. You're not very smart, Rachel Leischman. But what do you have to say? A board game that shows inequality and the gender pay gap by turning the tables, blah, blah, blah. Maybe that's just a case with any edition of Monopoly. Who's to say? But the point is, Hasbro is making Ms. Monopoly where women make $240 for passing go, while men only clear the usual $200 for doing the same. Yeah, you know what's going to be funny is that when women actually still lose this game, because it's all a lot of random chance and the roll of the dice where you land and how much money you have when you land somewhere. So what's this telling me? That women spend foolishly and they need more money because they buy a bunch of crap like shoes and makeup? Is that what you're telling me? But no, Rachel Leischman's too stupid to be actually offended by it. So, the game demonstrates the problem with the pay gap for people who don't have to deal with it in real life. And it's hilarious watching the angry Twitter responses roll in like it isn't something women truly deal with in their real workplaces regularly. But I guess when you make it happen to a man, they care. Like I said, I've always made more money than my male counterparts doing the exact same job. Women get preferential treatment in the workplace because we're special little snowflakes and we'll throw temper tantrums and we'll do shit like Zoe Quinn and Me Too people to death when we don't get our way. Right? And that's how women are in the workplace. And this is why I kind of speak against and I speak out as the voice of reason for all this men versus or women crap or women versus men. Because men aren't really against women. Yet. We'll have a resurgence of stuff like The Man Show and No Ma'am in a couple of years probably. And I'll be there watching that just like I did in the 90s when women are throwing their little temper tantrums like the children that they can be. And it's not all women, too. Like, the women on my channel are intelligent. The women I associate with on YouTube are intelligent, normal people. It's just people like this who I'd have to deal with in a workplace that would get special treatment. They'd be part of their little SJW clique. And somebody like me would come in and speak reason. And then I would get in trouble. I would be in HR because I either spoke reason or I agreed with them on something. Like, yeah, it sucks coming in every day at this time or whatever. Or it sucks having to be late because the manager was late. Right? And then I would get in trouble for complaining because I wasn't part of the clique. And that's what happens all the time. The original game of Monopoly, which was created by a woman and meant to teach children about the dangers of capitalism, has tormented us all for years, ending in frustration and ruined family nights. And now we get to anger men by taking more money. Well, you know what? Maybe if you were dateable, they might spend it on you, you stupid bitch. Did you ever think of that? Seriously, maybe if you weren't such a horrible person, somebody would actually want to, I don't know, take you out for dinner. And it wouldn't matter if you made like $1 less than they do on a paycheck for the same job, right? Or realistically, you probably make more. I'm sure they don't hire a lot of men over there at the Mary Sue, right? Rapper 1000 points out, also some women have sex with the top 10 male bosses and they get their way in the office. Oh, yes, they do. Women still sleep their way to the top. Women still use whatever they can. An IQ somewhere just north of a toaster, Gender Viking Jesus says. Holy crap, the language, Chronos says. I use language sometimes on these because of the Mary Sue. My favorite thing about the shakeup is that many are saying that children are going to get mad over the game, as if the original Monopoly didn't make people mad. I don't think children are going to get mad. I think this is a joke Monopoly board that is designed to make a joke, just like the one taking shots at millennials that I have, and just like the socialism one, and just like the one for cheaters, right? They have Monopoly for cheaters, for people who cheat at the game. But we don't hear you making a big stink out of that. This is a joke. And yeah, and it's a little insulting as a woman. I'm not going to buy this one probably, but I can laugh at it and be like, okay, yeah, you're taking a shot at me too. Got it. And I can laugh at myself because I'm not an uptight, miserable person like Rachel Leichman. The entire point was to teach kids that in order to be rich, you basically have to screw over everyone else by taking their money through fees. But go off, I guess. You're the one going off. You're the one gloating like this is going to be a big deal, right? People are already getting us playing the game. Exactly. Dorothy on 405 says. The R Pound says Mecha is savage. I get savage. Morris says Monopoly sucks, period. Connect 4, baby. See, I like Scrabble. I like games where I can use my brain. Monopoly is like a random roll of the dice. The idea seems to be the same with Ms. Monopoly, this time teaching men how unfair the pay gap is by turning it around on them to show women making more than men for doing the same thing. Wouldn't be fair. So why then is it fair that men make more than women for doing the same thing in real life? Because they don't. Where's your statistics? I will give you examples of my real life, and I've made more per hour than men doing the exact same job I did, even though I was hired later, right? I can tell you from personal experience that is not always the case, especially in low-level jobs that a lot of us end up having to have. But, you go right ahead and keep with that narrative. Keep on. This is the same woman, and you guys said something about the pink razors. Yeah, this is the same woman who gets upset when they give you the pink razor tax, not realizing you can just buy a men's razor like a normal woman. right? Like a normal person. Hey, the men's razors shave better. I don't need it to be pink. I can buy a man's razor. I am okay with that. I am comfortable enough with my femininity that I can buy a men's razor if I'm shaving my legs. Thank you very much. And I don't have to pay the pink tax because I'm not stupid like the people at the Mary Sue. Obviously, Twitter is going off because the entire point of the game is going right over their heads. I think it's going over your head. I think you're gloating and you're taking it seriously. Like, this is a game. This is designed to be satire. It's the same thing with Monopoly for millennials and the socialism one. It is meant to take the piss out of your average consumer, your average game person, right? It's for somebody like me to say, oh, that's cute. I'm not going to buy it, but it's cute. Yeah, it's the community, instead of community chest, it's Me Too cards. What have I told you about the Mary Sue? Trevor Random says, I like yelling at them because it's an easy win. Sometimes you like an easy win. Sometimes you level up so much that you don't have to fight the end boss, right? Sometimes you just want to knock down the same boss or same enemy over and over again to get XP. That's all I'm doing with the Mary Sue. Did Monopoly ever have to do with men making more money than women? Because I don't remember that being a reason for the game or the point of view on it, right? So do they have pictures of it? All right, we have some pictures of it here. Is this what it looks like? Oh no, they won't. Well, Fox News has it. I'm not going to use their footage here. I'm going to skip through. I don't want to use Fox News, so screw them. Who has actual pictures of the board game? This looks like something I wouldn't buy because you got a giant chick on the cover. Ms. Monopoly, for women to be catered to and treated like they're special little cases. See, I don't think she even gets it. I don't think even Rachel Leishman gets it.
Into play.
Oh, they're taking this seriously, though.
To receive a first edition. When you're playing the
Ms.
game,
Monopoly.
Maker has ever done before.
They made it easy because girls are dumb and they can't understand or do math, so they made it easy, right? Ms. Monopoly. New mascot for the first time in games history. Monopoly, Mr. Monopoly is replaced by Ms. Monopoly. It looks like a young executive. Yeah, she looks like every trashy Hollywood sort of screenwriter, showrunner. She's every one of those, right? She looks like Michelle Rejwan and Kathleen Kennedy and Michelle Paradise. She's every one of those types. Let's go, said. Men is 200. Wham! And is 220. White privilege. You know it be oh sorry, Venom Broly says white privilege. You know, like be forced to go to war and die for the riches of war. This looks like a real wind up to me. Yeah, it looks like a joke, right? And she's taking it seriously. Hasbro perpetuating victimhood through a board game. They're instilling young girls in society. The society views the people less than them. When the pay gap comes from personal choices made by women, they're calling this game female empowerment. See, that's kind of how my viewpoint is. I agree with this woman. I agree with this woman. You're perpetuating the victimhood of poor me. I make less than a man. The last one saying that the pay gap is a personal choice made me want to rip out my hair, and that's beside the point. Well, shut up, Rachel Leishman. She's absolutely right. She is absolutely right. If you accept less than male counterparts, and if you're accepting less of yourself from society, maybe you're the problem. Maybe you don't need a board game to treat you like a little special snowflake. But Rachel Leishman, you are not smart enough to understand that. This woman does. I'm surprised you're not calling out her. She probably is. Let me see who this woman is. Children's book author, 21,000 followers. I don't know who she is. Oh yeah, misguided feminism. Children's book author, I really like to cook. Free thinker. She's probably smarter than you. Oh, I know this guy. He follows me. I follow him too. So, the one who follows her here. I am tired of this article. This woman, Lisa Britton, has it right. I don't know who she is, but this is my kind of thought. That you know, if you're really, really empowered by Monopoly, or like Ms. Monopoly, then maybe you're not seeing the joke of it, right? Maybe you're not understanding that it is a joke. And I don't think it's entitled. I don't think it's designed the way you're taking it. You know, I think maybe even Hasbro did design it that way, but I certainly don't see it as that. I see it as, oh, it's a joke. It's taking the piss out of women make less than men. I'm okay with laughing at that. But I'm not okay with that being used as like a life lesson for people. I don't like that being a life lesson that women are less than men. Or men are less than women. I don't like that. And I agree that it is personal choice. So what do you guys think? Wokeopoly? Rachel Leichman is a whiny little snowflake. She is. She is. This is real. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. Mia Khalifa claimed she got underpaid. I have no idea who that is. Wokeopoly, brilliant. You guys are saying in chat. Venom Brawley came up with that one. Yeah, I'm done with this article, but that's kind of my view on it. Rachel Leichman is not smart enough to be writing anything. And yeah, it's a joke monopoly, in my opinion. I'm not going to buy it. I'm going to laugh at it and be like, you're taking a shot at me now. Don't think less of yourself. Don't let this narrative that women make less than men be a reason to play the victim, right? If you think you make less than a man, go out there and do better and find a job where you can do better, right? You're better than that and you can do it. We don't need these board games telling us, and people like Rachel Leichman perpetuating this inequality myth. Like I said, I've made more than most of my male counterparts. It just depends on the job. It depends on how hard you work. It depends on your circumstances, and it depends on what you bring to the table. Right? If you are the lowest level employee, that you're there because you're a token diversity hire and you aren't qualified for the job, then yeah, if you make less than somebody else who is qualified for it, then maybe you deserve to make less. And if you want to make more, better yourself to make more. Ask what you can do to get a raise. There are ways you can do it. Don't go to Twitter and say somebody assaulted you or harassed you or anything. But yeah, I'm going to go back to my live stream, so I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. I'm not going to throw up my end card, but yeah, go back to my live stream.